All right, Chiefs Kingdom, the NFL trade deadline comes and goes this Tuesday, November 1st. So, hey, be sure you're subscribed to the channel because we're going to have you covered here on the Chiefs Report with every rumor out there, every move the Chiefs obviously do make, like Kadarius Toney will hit you with the video. So hit the sub button, turn on your notifications to all, and stay tuned to the Chiefs Report. Big show coming up right now. Could the Kansas City Chiefs trade for Josh Allen? Yeah, this Josh Allen. Not the Bills quarterback, obviously. Josh Allen of the Jacksonville Jaguars. There is a report out there that the Chiefs do have interest in the Jags' fourth-year pass rusher. Let's talk about it here. Here's Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated, Monday Morning Quarterback. He says the Chiefs have checked on the availability of Josh Allen and are similarly looking for another edge rusher, though they may be a little reluctant to part with their 2023 first-rounder. I think it's pretty clear that the Chiefs do want to add a pass rusher. That's why we did 5 trade ideas around getting a defensive end. Frank Clark's going to miss a couple of games with the suspension, but even with that, I think they'd like to get one more guy in the mix. There's been buzz around Brian Burns. Now there's buzz around Josh Allen. I get the reluctant to giving up a first, but Josh Allen might be worth the first. He's pretty damn good, and especially if you're picking 28 or later, you got fifth-year control next year as well. I am interested in this. What about you? Would you trade a first-round pick for one Josh Allen? Not the Bills quarterback, the Jags pass rusher. Type T for trade or P for pass. Let me know in the comments section. You look at what this guy has done since entering the league. His first year, 10.5 sacks, 2.5 the next year, missed a lot of time. Bounced back last year with 7.5. This year he's got 3 sacks so far, so he's been pretty solid for Jacksonville. He's not Brian Burns, but he's like a notch below that. Like he's like a good number 2 edge rusher on a good pass rush, if that makes sense. You look at this group right now, you don't have that alpha male off the edge, but Chris Jones is that guy. You've got him on the interior. You add a Josh Allen type to a Frank Clark, George Karlaftis, Carlos Dunlap, Michael Dana group. That's pretty solid. You don't have just a dominant guy back there, but Allen's really good. Clark was starting to pick it up before the suspension. Karlaftis hasn't been getting sacks, but he's been getting pressures. I like Dunlap as a rotation guy. And you have him under team control through 2023. The Jags already picked up his 5th-year option, very similar to Brian Burns. If you were to trade for him, you've got an extra year to work with in terms of, contract extension, whatever the case may be. So I like that aspect of it. I do think it would probably cost a first, especially for the Chiefs because they're going to be picking later in the draft. But it might be worth it for a team trying to win right now. And, hey, if they trade for a guy like Josh Allen or anyone else, we're going to have you covered. Like I said, subscribe to the channel. Chiefs rumors are hot before the NFL trade deadline, so subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest news and rumors around the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, let's go to the offensive side. Alvin Kamara, and you're probably thinking, Alvin Kamara, they're not going to trade for a running back, and I don't think they will, but I could just see Andy Reid licking his chops like, oh my God, we just added Kadarius Toney. If we get something out of him, and then a dynamic running back who can catch the ball, Alvin Kamara. There have been trade rumors around Kamara. Philadelphia has shown interest reportedly. Alvin Kamara would be fun here. Now, am I trading major capital for an expensive running back? I don't know. I don't think he'd cost quite as much as Christian McCaffrey, but he wouldn't be cheap for a running back. You look at what he's done as a rusher and a receiving back. I mean, rushing stats in his career, almost 1,000 touches, 4,600 yards, 47 touchdowns, about 60 per game. He gets about 45 receiving yards per game. I mean, he's an animal. Had 3 touchdowns today in the Saints shut out one of the Raiders. Type LOL at the Raiders, by the way. What an absolute joke Josh McDaniels is. But Alvin Kamara would easily be this team's best running back. Now, you've got a nice little 3-headed group here. None of them are great, but all 3, like for a rotation, are decent. Clyde, Edwards-Helaire, Isiah Pacheco, Jerick McKinnon. Now, last time we saw the Chiefs play, Pacheco unseated Edwards-Helaire as the starter, but then Edwards-Helaire actually played pretty well, had a touchdown. Maybe that woke him up a bit. This group has depth, there's no doubt, but there's not that top dog. Alvin Kamara in Kansas City's offense would easily be the top dog at running back. And could you imagine Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Juju, Mecole Hardman, Alvin Kamara, Toney, Valdez-Scantling? I mean, you would have so many weapons if you added this type of guy. Now, I'm definitely not trading a first-round pick for him. Second, would I trade a third for Kamara? I think I would trade a third for Kamara. To put him in this offense, I mean, it would be dynamite. I mean, if Andy Dalton is getting 3 TDs a game out of this guy, what is Patrick Mahomes going to get? I don't know. It's pretty intriguing. Should the Chiefs trade for Kamara? Again, I'm not overpaying. I get he's expensive. You can't only invest in the offense, but I mean, like, if this was Madden, I'd be trading for Kamara because how are you going to get stopped? I'll tell you that. Type Y for yes, N for no. I'd probably lean no, but I am intrigued by it depending on the price. Now, Alvin Kamara is a real one when it comes to being a running back in the NFL. A lot of you guys are real ones, too. If you've been subscribed to the Chiefs Report a while, if you watch our videos, that makes you a real one, so type real one in the chat. But also, get a real one t-shirt, chatsports.com/realkc. That is chatsports.com/realkc. If you're a real one, represent the squad here. Get yourself a t-shirt. Link will be in the description of this video. It's chatsports.com/realkc. Let's keep it going on the running back theme. Cut or trade Ronald Jones. I don't know if there's a trade out there, maybe like conditional 7th or something like that. Ronald Jones hinted at wanting to be cut. He's been inactive, a healthy scratch, by the way, in all 7 games this year. Remember, we were kind of surprised when he made the 53-man roster, had a strong final preseason game that snuck him on, but 0 playing time this year. He's been inactive every game. And Ronald Jones, a couple days ago, tweeted this out. Sure would like a release right about now. Shout out to The Breeze, Ronald Jones. Is that his nickname? I thought Rojo is The Breeze. I don't know what's going on there. But I will say this. Like, I kind of get his frustration. Like, he could probably get carries somewhere. So if he wants out, let him go. Maybe they're holding out until the deadline, seeing if a team will throw a late-round pick or something. But he's not a factor for this team, so I could see them cutting him after the NFL trade deadline. We'll have to wait and see on that front. Now, I didn't want to include this in the show. I don't think the Chiefs are trading for another receiver, but it's getting dramatic in New York with Elijah Moore. If you guys missed the story, the Jets sat him out a game because he, comments he made, he requested a trade, Now he's coming back. He was asked about Zach Wilson, his chemistry with him today, and he says, I don't get the ball, I don't know. That's not going well for Elijah Moore. Now, again, I don't think another receiver trade is coming. So I'm not saying to the Chiefs, but I could see the Jets pulling the trigger on this because it's not pretty with Elijah Moore right now, a guy who showed a lot of promise last year and even early this season when it was Joe Flacco was doing some things, and now Zach Wilson's in there and they're just not on the same page. I mean, it's just not working out. I mean, hypothetically, you add him, you're so deep at receiver already. You may not have that Tyreek Hill number 1 type, but Juju's starting to play like a 1, MVS, Hardman, Toney's in the mix now. Justin Watson's done some good things. Really, Sky Moore has really been the only one who's been underwhelming so far, and we all think he'll come along at some point. I will say this. I'm excited to see Kadarius Toney in this offense. The talent is undeniable. There's no doubt about that. Now, can he get his head screwed on straight? Can he be a team guy? We'll see. I think the Chiefs are banking on their culture. This is a classic Andy Reid, Brett Veach move of like, hey, let's take an embattled guy, bring him in here, give him a fresh start, and let our veteran leadership with guys like Mahomes, Kelsey, and, these guys take him in and see if they can get the best out of him because his speed and talent and versatility, it's off the charts. It's just about putting it all together now for Kadarius Toney. Now, will the Chiefs make another trade before the deadline? Got about a day and a half now, a little more than a day and a half until Tuesday's 3 o'clock deadline passes. Type M for they will make one. Type W for they will not. They won't make another trade. Take a guess and vote on this one. All right, like we said, subscribe. We'll have you covered with everything leading up to the deadline and, of course, videos afterwards as well. Chiefs bye week today. Hope you're enjoying some other football. Hey, Broncos won a game. Congratulations. Get those high knees going on the way back from London, Russell Wilson. Raiders got shut out. I don't know. I think they're on bye week. Chargers are on bye week. So that's kind of your AFC West recap. Hit the sub button. We'll have you covered, and we'll see you soon here on the Chiefs Report.